Very important subject matter we're getting to right now, Andy. Tomorrow is International Bacon Day. To celebrate, our Mike Yawney's teamed up with Dan Capson to celebrate the beautiful food that bacon is.
That's right, and can you guys smell that?
I feel like I can.
Awesome. That's the sound, the smell of waking up. you need smell-o-vision, right? But here's a question for you guys. Crispy bacon or soft bacon?
Crispy, all the way, no wiggle.
Really? Crispy. Okay, Ted?
I'm in the middle, but then again, I'll eat soft, I'll eat middle, I'll eat crispy. I'll just eat it all.
Bacon's bacon, right?
Yeah,
bacon's good. I like the soft. I'm the soft kind of guy,
really?
and but I do love bacon. Yeah, I know, I do. I don't like it burnt. I can't be burnt. I want a little bit of bend to it, some flex to it. Dan Capson, though, food writer, joining us this morning. You like yours crispy?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with Jill for sure. I think crispy is definitely the way to go, especially if you're incorporating it into different kinds of dishes. I find that it lends itself a lot better to this texture and overall flavor.
And I see this bacon there is getting pretty crispy. Yes. We're going to get to that in a moment. That's our topping for our pancakes.
Yes, it is.
What kind of pancakes are we making?
So we're making pumpkin bacon pancakes, so pretty straightforward. I've just already pre-made the standard pancake batter here, so kind of whatever your go-to is at home.
Yep.
I've added some pureed pumpkin, so not the canned pumpkin filling, it's the pure pumpkin. So stirred in there with a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, and then I just chopped up some bacon here because it's bacon day.
Right.
Yeah, naturally. So we're gonna just fold in our beautifully crispy bacon. Nobody wants chewy bacon in their pancakes, right?
Soft bacon this morning. I think it's all going to be pretty crispy.
There might be a little later. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. So we're actually at Calgary Co-op this morning, and they've lent us their kitchen, and we're using a lot of the Co-op bacon this morning as well.
Yeah, they have a beautiful Hutter Rate bacon that they stock at the Co-op locations, which is fantastic. So it's our first pancake of the morning. The first one sometimes doesn't always turn out perfect, so let's just cross our fingers here.
That sizzle.
Nice sizzle there.
And you're probably going to tell me you like your pancakes really brown, too.
No, I don't think anyone likes that, for sure. Anyways, pop those in here. Yeah, so today we're going to come back, do 4 different segments, right? So we're going to do 4 different bacon dishes. This is the first one. I kind of themed it breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. So we're going to make some interesting things today, starting with these guys.
This is a good way to kick off the day, right?
I think so too, right?
So when these are done, the topping is right there. Explain what's in that.
So basically this is just chopped pecans, again, crispy bacon, maple syrup, and a bit of cinnamon. So I'm just kind of cooking it down so it thickens up. It's basically going to be a more flavorful maple syrup on top, pretty much.
Nice. Yeah. And that's really all there is to it.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. You know, bacon is a very versatile ingredient, I think, as we all know. So you'll have a hard time finding something that it doesn't go well into, unless you're vegetarian, obviously.
Well, obviously. Okay, so we're going to let this cook up. We'll show you what they look like later, but you know what I think should go on top of all that? I'm just saying whipped cream, because pumpkin, whipped cream, bacon, and apparently Dan has a recipe for bacon whipped cream, and you're going to see that later on in the show.
What?
Bacon
That
whipped
is
cream.
deluxe.
That's H-core.
I have a great way to cook bacon. On the broiler, you put the tin foil underneath, you put the bacon on the broiler, mess-free.
It's exactly how we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of the grease drippings get caught in the tin foil.
You know what you do is you put
that
that tin foil in the fridge, cool it down so the fat all cools, fold it up, out.
When did you get so smart?
I don't know. Erica taught me that.
That is, Erica is very smart.
She is wise.
Dave, how do you like your bacon?
I like it all ways. I've been barbecuing it a lot, actually, this summer.
I can hear kitchen rattlings going on. Mike, what's sizzling in the kitchen now?
I'm surprised you can't hear the crunching of the bacon. It is International Bacon Day tomorrow, and Dan Capson, food writer, and myself, we're kind of cooking up some bacon, I want to say monstrosities, but really they're just amazing bacon recipes when it comes down to it.
You know, people can go super bacon crazy and, you know, throw it in everything, go really over the top, but I just like to highlight it, you know, to see the salty, textural goodness that you can get out of the bacon. It's kind of what we're trying to do in all these different dishes today.
So we're kind of doing breakfast, lunch, dinner, so we're on to lunch now. We did the pancakes already with pumpkin and bacon and candied bacon, which are delicious. Now we're moving on to grilled cheese with bacon jam.
So what I'm doing here, you know, for my grilled cheese, I just like a simple, good quality white bread. So again, we're at Calgary Co-op today. I just grabbed this in the bakery downstairs. White bread, I find, is just the best vessel, really, for whatever you want to put in it for grilled cheese today.
Okay, so what are you putting on there?
This is a bacon jam. So essentially what bacon jam is basically bacon that's been cooked down in a pan with some spices, some sort of sweetener. I use maple syrup. I also added in some bacon, a little bit of onion, and mustard. And then you just puree it up, and basically it's what I said it was. It's a jam, so we can spread it easily on the bread here. And we're just going to add in some cheese, obviously. So I'm using a smoked cheddar.
Nice.
And mozzarella, and they'll both have nice, you know, gooey factors, which is definitely the kind of cheese you want for a grilled cheese. So let's put a few slices on there. And these are roasted scallions, so green onions that I just put in the oven for a little while. When they're roasted, they get really, really sweet. They have a really nice flavor to them.
Okay.
And obviously, I feel like some more bacon would be good.
Of course. You can't go wrong with
Exactly. So a couple slices of bacon right in the middle there.
Now here's the question, because I was talking about buttering your bread before you put it in the
Yes.
pan. You said, whoa, 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 butter. Why would you use butter? And I said, well, what else would you use? You said there was actually a secret that you can use that makes it a little bit more brown and more flavor. What do you use?
What I love to do is use mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
I know it sounds a little bit weird, and not the homemade stuff, just like the stuff you can find in a jar in any grocery store shelf, because it just seems to get a really nice crisp coating on top. So I'll just use it right now, and spread it on like you would with the butter.
Who would have thought mayonnaise?
Yeah, and it gives it like obviously a nice little extra taste on there too. I think there's a little bit of sugar in the packaged variety at the store, so that might kind of help.
That makes sense, right?
Crisp it up a bit.
Caramelizes a little bit.
Exactly. So we're gonna put it in a hot pan. I have some bacon fat in here, and we're just using the residual bacon fat from the bacon that we have ongoing in the pan.
So
there.
this is the finished product here. This
Yes.
is what it looks like when it's all said and done. We cooked this up about 5 minutes ago, so it's still nice and
and
warm.
gooey, yeah.
You can see the scallions in there and the bacon jam oozing out with the cheese.
It's gonna be good.
Nice. You know what? I can't resist. I am going to reach
No, go
over.
for it. Go for it.
And I'm going to take a bite of this. Because come on, bacon
Actually, I
jam.
am too.
Bacon jam. You can't go wrong with that.
Grilled cheesy breakfast.
I like that because it's salty,
Never.
but savory, but that sweetness of the bacon jam. That is delicious, you guys. Who knew, though? Mayonnaise on the outside of your grilled cheese instead of butter and margarine. It works. Darn
Great
tasty.
ideas. Great
Try that
ideas.
next time.
There's nothing wrong with that sandwich.
Tomorrow's Bacon Day, by the way. That's why Mike Yawney and Dan Capson are kind of having fun creating things with bacon this morning. So we've seen breakfast, we've seen lunch. Next, they're doing dinner, bacon with dinner, and then dessert with bacon.
Yes, all things you can create this weekend.
That's where our Mike Yawney's hanging out this morning, celebrating all things bacon, because tomorrow is Bacon Day, and I can just hear that sizzle, Mike, as you guys get ready for your next recipe.
I know, right? I know, I love bacon. And you know what? We were talking earlier about crispy versus chewy bacon. Yeah, Cameron keeps saying crispy, but we put it out there, and holy smokes, on Twitter and Facebook, people have their mixed opinions on this. I still say it's got to be chewy.
Who's winning, though?
I don't know.
Who's
I know you
winning?
guys are mixed in the studio as well.
What's
It's
your,
kind of
your
half and
social
half.
media survey?
However, yeah, I would say right now, crispy's winning. No, not yeah, I know. But you know what? If you like chewy bacon, speak up. Speak up.
Speak your piece.
Fight. Come on. That's right. Speak your piece. There is a place, though. I know Dan is a big fan. Dan Capson is a big fan of crispy bacon, but you said there is a place for chewy bacon in the kitchen, and that's actually in the recipe we're making now.
Yes, so we're going to do a blue cheese and bacon risotto. And you know, you could crisp up the bacon and throw it in, but it's going to cook for a little bit and soften up anyway. So I basically par-cooked this bacon. Okay. And again, this is the beautiful Haterade bacon that we got from Calgary Co-op. Right
People were
downstairs.
actually asking, tweeting, saying, where did you get the bacon from? Yeah.
Nice thick cut. It's good.
Something else that's kind of funny that's happening here at Co-op, all the staff that are getting ready to open up the store, they keep coming up here because they smell the smell of bacon is wafting through.
Yeah. So basically what we're doing here, risotto is a really simple dish to make. If we go back to this pan here, I just use some bacon fat from pre-cooking the bacon, a little bit of onion, and then if you notice here, I'm just going to put in 1 cup of the arborio rice, which will eventually turn into risotto. Now,
that's kind of key because people look for risotto rice. It doesn't exist.
Yes, so arborio is what you're looking for in the grocery store. So you just want to let this cook. It's going to soak up all the bacon fat, and then that's when you start adding the liquid to it. And slowly but surely, over 25 minutes, it turns into this beautiful, rich, creamy mass like we see here.
Now we talk about the liquid.
Yes.
I thought you were adding chicken broth.
Yes, no, I use a pork broth. So most grocery stores nowadays will stock it just right beside the bouillon cubes for, chicken, vegetable, beef. Should be widely available by now.
Yeah, I didn't know there was pork broth.
Right? Yeah. No, it has a nice deep flavor. Obviously bacon. We're going to kind of stick with the pork theme here. Yeah. And you can grab this recipe later today on passionforpork.com.
We're also going to put it on the Breakfast Television website.
Perfect.
All the recipes as well. So
awesome.
There we go.
Do like about a tablespoon of grainy mustard. Grainy mustard has a nice bite to it. It just kind of cuts the richness that's in here. There's a bit of cream in there too. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to add the blue cheese. If you wouldn't mind passing me that. Now, blue cheese can be like a love it or hate it kind of thing, but we're only going to use a little bit today, so it's not going to be super overpowering. It's not going to be too intense. So probably about a couple tablespoons. And again, we just want that kind of blue cheese bite to this to help balance out the richness of the bacon and also the cream.
Yeah, I guess if you put too much in, it's going to be overpowering.
Exactly. So just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff.
That's pretty fast,
There we go. Yeah, and it always melts right away. Perfect. And That's pretty much it.
That's
Bacon
it.
risotto, bacon blue cheese risotto.
Nice. Now, if you want, yeah, you're saying you can add other things in here like cauliflower and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
roasted cauliflower would be a great addition. Even maybe some apple would be nice.
Apple, really? Like just raw apple or cooked?
Yeah, you could add it in kind of near the end and it would just soften a bit. But again, it's kind of like a nice sweet bite and for some texture too.
Okay.
use this.
I'm going to let you plate that. I am
Perfect.
not going to taste that only because I would burn my tongue and I wouldn't be able to
It's
taste
pretty
it for
hot,
a
so
week.
we're gonna let it
It's
cool
really
for a little
hot.
bit, yeah.
We're going to let that
Perfect.
cool. But yeah, it was pretty funny, guys, how many people from Co-op have been coming up to the kitchen here and saying, what are you guys doing? Can we have some?
Yeah.
And just for the record, that grilled cheese, this is actually a second one we had to make because that grilled cheese, we devoured it. It is hands down, and I'm not just saying this because Dan is here, the best grilled cheese I have ever had. Cameraman Nick, do you agree? Yeah, it is that good. So make sure you look for the recipe on the BT website and Passion for Pork website as well because seriously, you've got to try it with that bacon jam. Delicious.
No kidding.
And mayonnaise on the outside of the bread.
Yeah, mayonnaise, not butter. I've always done butter.
The trick to keeping it crispy.
There you go.
Good tips. I can't wait to see what's for dessert. Stay with us, 8:27. You're watching Breakfast Television on City.
Mike Yawney's at the Midtown Co-op. You've done breakfast, you've done lunch, you've done dinner. Now it's time for bacon dessert.
That's right, the most important meal of the day, desserts. I just want to show you, by the way, this is cameraman Nick's favorite type of bacon right there. Yeah, I know, he's grabbing for it, right? Yeah, that's way too crispy for me. The bacon in our dessert, probably not quite as crispy as that. Well, maybe close. Dan Capson joining us this morning. Now, okay, bacon for dessert. A lot of people are going to go, what?
Well, no, bacon's a nice component in dessert because lots of people love that sweet salt.
Yeah.
I can't talk. It's today. Sweet and salty, flavor profiles. That's exactly what we're doing here. So I got some beautiful peaches and plums from the Okanagan. So really sweet. They're in season right now.
Yeah.
And cooked them down a little bit with a little bit of sugar. I added some basil and also some bacon in there. So that's going to be our filling. Yeah, it's beautiful. So fresh, right? And again, the saltiness of the bacon is just going to kind of help cut the sweetness of this.
How much sugar do you add?
Not very much. Like, the fruit was already quite sweet already, so I'd say maybe a couple tablespoons max. So this filling is going into some pre-baked tart shells here.
I guess if you're really adventurous, you can make your own tart shells.
You can for sure. For ease of cooking today on television, I opted for the frozen ones. But yeah, if you want to make them yourself, go for it.
I will say you opted for the easy pre-made pie shells, but when it came to the next component to this, we'll get to in a moment, most people would use an electric mixer. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did hand whip the whipped cream, but that's why my arms are so huge, right?
That's right.
I'm joking, they aren't huge as you can tell. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to top it up with some whipped cream. So again, hand whipped cream right here. No sugar in there, a little bit of vanilla. And I'm going to add some really crispy bacon just for some nice crunch and also that nice smoky flavor.
That's interesting. I never would have thought of combining the two.
It's a good idea, right? I'm biased, but I feel like I'm full of them, especially when it comes to food. So you don't want to mix it anyway. You don't want to mix the bacon in here too early because it will get soggy. So pretty much right before you serve it, so it still has a nice crunch to it.
And I guess you want your bacon to be cold because it's just going to make a soup.
Exactly. And yeah, we cooled down the filling a bit too. It was just kind of waiting in the pan for us here. So a little dollop on top of each here. And you could serve these chilled if you wanted to chill the filling beforehand or serve it slightly warm, which is more or less what we've done here. And just add a little bit of basil on top and we can call her a day.
Look at that.
Okay.
Bacon for desserts.
And they're bite size. You can just go right in.
Bite size. You can't fit this in your mouth. At least not live on TV. Cheers. Thanks, Dan Capson. Thanks for Calgary Co-op for having us this morning in their kitchen. And a lot of people have been asking actually on social media where we got the bacon from. And it's traditional Hutterite bacon. We got it from Calgary Co-op. So once we tweeted that, people are saying they're running here to get it because it is amazing bacon. But you know what? For now, have a good long weekend, everyone.
Before you dig in, Mike, how many strips of bacon have you had? Sorry to interrupt.
I don't have enough fingers to show you. I don't have enough fingers to show you how many strips of bacon.
Okay, go for it. You've earned it.
I've had a few. Okay.
Let's stay on mic here. Stay on mic.
That's good, though.
Stay on mic.
That is really good. Sweet and salty.
And a little messy.
And creamy. Good job, Dan.
We're just going to hang on that.
I was just going to say, we just showed Mike embarrassing himself, shoving it right in his mouth, right?
That's a hard thing to eat delicately.
Yeah, you can't. You got to make a mess. And it ends up on your nose and,
Oh, good morning. Hope you celebrate Bacon Day tomorrow with your loved ones. We're going to tee up Tuesday's show after the long weekend, 8:56. You're watching Breakfast Television.